show these people that we are very coordinated here in Plateau State. Please, can we have our seat? If you don't have a seat, you can stand behind there. Dan Allah mu samu wajen zama wanda babu da wajen zama mu siya a baya. Yes. You are a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader. Say Bobo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, not to waste any more time here, to respect our dear and lovely country, Nigeria. I believe that each and every one here is blessed. You are highly welcome. We know that God is in our midst here. So let's respect our country, Nigeria. If the DJ is ready, we're going to be on our feet to say the national anthem together and we'll start this program. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Plateau State. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for this wonderful and hilarious event called the Town Hall Meeting. Tonight, this is the only event that we cannot close the door for anybody. It is a program that each and every one is invited. The young, the old, and as you can see, the president not quite long, he has signed and he has adopted the not too young to run. So it is our time to take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, we used to tell our leaders, give us the opportunity, let's make our own mistake if really we are going to make any mistake. But I believe we are capable to handle the country, the situation of this country. We know the problem of this country. The only thing we need is the solution to the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, we have the youth, the young and the old in this state all here gathered. Since from 2 p.m. a lot of people have been here. Some left because of other engagement they have. So some are here since 1 p.m. but due to some logistics they have to take off, they have to leave here. As you can see, we have a lot of youth out there. This hall is a bit small for all of them to be here. It cannot carry all of us, but I believe that we have a representative from every group. We have a lot of groups here represented here. We also have some community. We have people from Gadabiu, Angorogo, Tudunwada, Jenta, Holshe, Bukuru, Nasarawa Gom, Mr. Ali, Ali Kazore, we have Kangere, Angorukuma, Rukubaro, Kanam, everybody. All ladies and gentlemen, my dear, calm down. We are still talking. Ladies and gentlemen, sir, as you can see here, we have very special people in our midst. These people have been here. You can see them in the front seat. We have the special physical challenge people are here to support your cause. So I believe that by this, I'm still waiting for some name for the introduction. I promise you people we're not going to spend more than 20 to 30 minutes here because we've been here for a long period of time. So we're going to do it very snappy, very briefly. After hearing from the host's mouth, then we're going to hear 1 or 2 questions. Then he's going to give us response. Then we are leaving this arena in peace. And I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, we also have some media people here. I have Chief Chike Emmanuel is also here. Please let's put our hands together for Chief Chike Emmanuel. I have Chief E. John. Okay, Chief E. Sir, you're highly welcome, sir. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. You are highly welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have Chief E. John also in our midst. Please let's put our hands together for Chief E. John.
That is what we call disability. The people who cannot form their cabinets in 6 months, those are the people who have disability. The people whose children cannot even ride Okada without falling down, those are the ones who have disability. Not you. Greatest Nigerian people. I have come to Jos today to announce to you that we are taking back our country. And don't forget that I'm using the word we, not I. All of us. And we are all united. The last time the president of Nigeria came to Jos to commission other people's projects like he does regularly, no one of you came out to greet him because we are tired of their old system. Because we have to start moving from town hall meetings to big rallies. Because we got no time to waste to take this country back. So I hope when we come to Jos next time, we are going to have our meeting at the stadium, the Jos Township Stadium. And I'm also very happy to see a united Plateau State. In this house, I've seen Hausas, I've seen Biron people, I've seen all kinds of people. But the reason the killers are emboldened in Nigeria is because they have supporters at the top. And if you want to stop the killing in Plateau State, you have to vote out the people who don't care about you. You have to vote for a young person, one of you, who is non-nonsense, who will not tolerate the killings that are going on. By ensuring that we equip our security agencies. And the agencies are color blind, they are ethnic blind, and they are religion blind. They see everybody as Nigerians that must be protected. Not that when some people are being killed, they look the other way. And when I heard that the Nigerian Air Force jet accidentally bombed a village a few days ago, we need them to be bombing Boko Haram camps, not villages of innocent people in Plateau State. So something is wrong with a jet that is sent to Borno but dropped the bomb in Plateau State. I am saying this because I have been a reporter for several years, 12 years. Sahara Reporters is my platform. And I know all these people. I cover them. I know all their secrets. And I know what they do when they want to play games on us. They play on our intelligence. But the problem they have is that they are not intelligent themselves. Right? So, we must move from that era of lethargy to an era of action, to a moment of action to save our country. I mentioned security before because I want to start talking about the problems. We have no time. And the solutions. We must, when we were coming inside here, I almost couldn't find my way because of darkness between the entrance. The problem in Nigeria is that Nigeria doesn't have electricity. What we have is I better pass my neighbor. Yes, the one that is shouting outside. And during our time, starting from next year, we are going to retire all the generators in this country. You know the reason why? You know the reason why generator is very popular in Nigeria? Did I hear APC? Don't worry. By next month, nobody will be shouting that party anymore. Present criminals. But that's their problem. Our own is to send them packing next year. so that whatever change they have left, they just. And as we are retiring the generators, like I said, we are also retiring generator sellers. You see the reason Nigeria can never progress is you cannot have a country governed by people who are selling generators and you expect electricity from the country. It's not possible. You cannot have a country governed by Boko Haram and you expect security and peace and progress in the country. You cannot have a country governed by thieves and you expect for you to have savings. It's not possible. So our next agenda is infrastructure. We want to build this country up. We want Nigeria to look like an average European nation. Yes. And I'm telling you that it is possible because I've lived 19 years in America. Nobody can come and tell me any story about America or Europe. And I've said it, I'm tired of living in America. I want to come and live in Nigeria that is better than America. But for us to build a Nigeria that is better than America, we have to vote out the people who love to see Nigeria perpetually remain a village. We cannot go into the future with them. We are sorry. Baba has to retire next year. Baba has to go back to his cows in Daura. Go back, Baba. There is a town on your way to Jos. There's a town on the way to Jos when our vehicle broke down. They call the town Last Fight. What's the last fight in Hausa?
Fadan Karshe. Fadan Karshe.
This battle is Fadan Karshe. Yes. This is the last fight against the people who make this country not to work. So from there, we are going to go and fight corruption in our government. Our government is going to fight corruption so bad. If your money falls on the ground, nobody will pick it again in this country. We know that politicians, they steal so much from us. Even if money still accidentally fall down, politicians will still pick it in this country. They never have enough. The problem is that Nigeria has been funding and supporting greedy people for too long. It is time to support the needy people of Nigeria. So our anti-corruption war will be total and will also be digital. The one they are fighting now is, you know, that lawmaker that said it's like this, the Nigerian economy. Kazwari, what is his name? Kazari. That is the anti-corruption war they are fighting. I heard that they just jailed some governors, former governors. Sadly, one of them is your former governor here, Joshua Dare. But the moment they jailed Joshua Dare, he carry Agbada, everybody will come up from the courtroom. Because it's anti-corruption. The guy is at home, even though he's supposed to be in prison. That's Nigeria for you. But during our own time, there's something they call ankle bracelets. The moment we jail you, we fit you with it. It's like it's a tracker. Anywhere you go after that, you'll be telling us, even if you go into the bathroom, so that you don't run away. You'll get it. We'll get plenty of that. And I don't see any reason why when we carry politicians in Nigeria, we carry them to court, we don't put handcuffs. That is the reason why they have time to be carrying Agbada up. And if you have handcuffs, can you put your Agbada? No. It's part of the problem. Our law enforcement is not doing very well. Go back, Abba. So, after that, we are going to restructure our economy to work for all of you. The Nigerian economy right now is not working for us. Like our MC said, there was a fasting season that just ended. But there are more people that fasted than should have fasted. Because what is fasting is when you decide not to eat food. What is fasting is also when you have no food to eat. So all of us were fasting during this last thing. And I'm not using it to undermine religion or the importance of fasting. Both Christians and Muslims do fast. In fact, Christians fast for 40 days. But some of you have been fasting since the beginning of this year. So, when is your Lent coming? Exactly. We fasted, they did Lent. The fasting continued. That means that our Lent has not come yet. But I guarantee you that by next year, starting from next year, we will have an economic system that puts food on your table, that provides you with a job at the minimum that you can do, and that for those who are working, that will give them 100,000 naira minimum wage in this country. Yes. And for those of you who are youth corpers, we were promising 50,000, but we have now done a review. And every youth corper is also entitled to minimum wage. Yes. So we are going to get 100,000 as a youth corper in this country, starting from when we win. And what we have been saying, they are true. Already, we have almost about 5 of our manifestos stolen by the Buhari regime. 5. When we say we want to pay workers 100,000. Now they say they want to pay 56,000. We say we want to pay copper 50,000. They jacked it up to 25,000. That's not enough. Now we have increased it to 100,000. Let them see what they can do with it. Yes. We say we want to repair roads. In places we found bad roads. Now they have released money for some roads. We declared June 12 as Democracy Day. They ran. After they had done May 29 as Democracy Day, they now declare June 12 as Democracy Day. In 1 year, they have 2 Democracy Days. But starting from next year, when we win, every day will be Democracy Day for Nigerians. Because what is democracy? Democracy is a government of the people. But the one that they are practicing now is what we call Bobo-cracy. Bobo is 419 crazy. Is them they crazy. That's what they are practicing now. But we will end all of that this year. What we'll say next to you is that a lot of people, and this is very important, are asking that Nigeria should be restructured. And we are totally in support of restructuring of Nigeria. Nigeria is due for repairs. It is nothing to do with dividing Nigeria. No. It's just saying that after 56 years, some of the things we are practicing, they break part of the country, you don't chop. Right? The throttle is not working very well. The tires are worn out. So we want to fix them. In fact, if Nigeria were to be a vehicle, it would not look like the way it was created. All the parts are falling apart. So restructuring means that we redo what we can redo and put in some new things to make Nigeria work for everybody. Things like state police, control of certain resources that belongs to you, so that each area and region can grow at their own pace. But I do not want Nigeria to be restructured by old people for us. We are the ones who have to restructure Nigeria. And the first evidence that we can restructure Nigeria for ourselves is to vote for a young person who understands our language. It has to be shaprapra first and foremost, right? We must understand ourselves. It must be us who will now sit down and even fashion for Nigeria a new constitution. What our constitution right now is a fraudulent document. They wrote there, we the people of Nigeria. Who was there when they made the constitution? Nobody. Only the military guys. Are you understanding me? Yes. So, we want to create a Nigeria of our own for ourselves. You can see that they are very tired. They can't even shout. You can imagine APC, there are only 30 people there. It's a shame. I'm glad that we are next to each other. So that we will not say man pass man and woman pass woman. So please, somebody should tell them not to disturb us. They should respect their elders. Because in this business of mobilization, we are their elders. So, our next project is health. And when we talk about health, all of you know that health is wealth. And Nigeria has a problem with access to health. Most of you, when you are sick, you have no doctors you can go to. you have no hospitals you can go to. When you go to hospitals, hospitals are playing games on you. Doctors never really give you any concrete diagnosis of anything because they don't have the equipment to do it. The government offices have no equipment. The doctors there have not been paid for a long time. Because why? Nigerian leaders are not interested in Nigerian hospitals. Our president, when he has ear infection the other time, where did he go? London. The other day, they said he has a toothache. Where did he go? London. When his son fell from Okada, where did he go? Germany. They don't believe in this country anymore. For us to have a healthcare system that works, first and foremost, we must have an amount of, look at this APC people, they have no respect, an amount of money that is set aside for every Nigerian to see a doctor when they are sick. And we must have a standardized system of treating everybody that is sick around the country. You must have a system that doesn't even allow you to wait to get sick before you see a doctor. Every Nigerian should have an ability to go for medical checkup every year, so that you can check to see before something happens, you can detect it. And we must have laboratories that work. Most importantly, we must have medicine available to all. We must have a healthcare system that allows women who are pregnant to get care. You understand? Now they have started speaking other languages because they don't understand it. I'm not giving you what they call Jara, because by next year there will be no party called APC. You know there's a medicine they call APC, right? It doesn't. The problem with it is that it doesn't have expiry date. For these people, the expiry date is next year. February 2019. That is the start of APC. So that you have access to it. What I will do specifically is to make sure that every Nigerian is registered within the National Health Insurance Scheme. And particularly those of you who are challenged, you must have special care for you. If you cannot go and see a doctor should be able to come and see you wherever you are. That's compulsory. Yes. And that access is the most important thing for us. Funding is also very important. Right now, the monies that are meant for healthcare are being stolen on a regular basis. They raise National Health Insurance Scheme. The rest of it is going into doctors who are paid but who have no hospitals. You find officials who are working there will go and register fake hospitals and be paying them on a monthly basis. Since we are going to stop corruption, that money will go to the people of Nigeria. I mean, you people. Yes. Our next agenda is education. We want to educate Nigerians. We want to provide free and accessible education to all Nigerians and qualitative education to all Nigerians. When I say free, I am saying it will be free because nobody will force you to pay for education, to pay for schooling when the federal government is responsible for ensuring all schools are working. It will be a crime during our own time for an 8-year-old to be selling things on the street. I don't care who your father is. If we catch you selling granules, your father will end up in the police station. Every child in this country must go to school, compulsory. And you are going to be allowed to choose which schools you go to. It will be Makaranta, Makaranta, Makaranta everywhere. Fizzle out. But us, as you have seen us, so 3 days ago 4 days ago we were in Yola. Second day we were in Jalingo. Next day we are in Yola. On our way from Jalingo, Jalingo has the worst road I've ever seen. By the way, Yola Jalingo road. I mean, our leaders are wicked, very wicked. We met a Fulani herdsman on the way. And I told the vehicle to stop. But I want to talk to the Fulani herdsman to find out what is the problem. Because you find out that sometimes our leaders don't even make any efforts to find out what is the problem. They just assume that there's a problem and the problem is festering. Because anytime there's a big problem in Nigeria, they make more money from it. And I asked him because I saw him with almost 400 cows. I said, where are you going? He said, he's going 40 minutes away. I saw his wife, I saw his children. I said, if we can find you a ranch with water, grass, can you stay there so that you stop going up and down? He said, yes. He said, I want to stay so that we can create a ranch, put water there, grass there, build schools there for your children to go to school. Won't you like it? He said he will prepare that. So we don't have to steal anybody's land in the name of creating a colony for cows. There is enough land between Yola and Jalingo. Just as you have enough land between Jos and Abuja to create ranch that can take 5 million cows. And we don't have to kill anybody again because of a cow in this country. And we put water there, we put grass there. And you know what is most important? The dung that comes from cow can generate electricity through what they call biogas. But our leaders don't know this thing because they have analog brain. Over 1,000 megawatts of electricity can be generated from cow. And then we can have an abattoir there. We can have a milk factory there so that we start exporting milk out of Nigeria to other places. Kenya is doing it. Why can't Nigeria do it? It is because our leaders don't think. So it is time to have leaders who can think. And the best way to have leaders who can think in the future is to have people well educated in this country. For those of you who are in the university, there will be no tuition fee throughout our tenure. No tuition fee. We will look at every student and spend additional 50,000 per student. Don't get me wrong, I'm not giving you the money. We are spending it on you to buy you books, to provide you hostel accommodation, so that landlords are not ripping you off. Those of you who are student union leaders will give you buses, will give you computers in every school. There will be student life center, so that you know that you go to school, you are going to school, and you are not just there to be wasting your time. And during our time, we will never close down the university over an ASUU strike. The reason they do it in Nigeria is because they don't care about public education. They have all built universities for themselves. Look at the former Vice President Atiku. He has university. Do you think he will be interested in the public university? Never. He already has a water factory. Do you think he will be interested in public water? Like somebody said the other day that maybe he's even among the people importing generator. I can't confirm that one. But I know he's a businessman. Not them there now. Are they alive? But by next year, all of them, Yatefi, go back. And the one we know Yatefi, if he's too old, they go I don't hear that one from me.